Hey Steve, how are you? Good to see you again.
Good to see you, mate. How is it going?
Yeah, can't complain, can't complain. Busy, busy as always. Seems like a standard procedure. But
Indeed.
obviously, I know you're very busy as well with all the preparations that we're currently putting in place, and shortly away from the finish line of the Web2 corporate start, you could say. So yeah, very excited. And how are you doing? And how are things developing in your eyes? Anything that you wanna share about that?
Yeah, and following on from last time we sat here, I was newly appointed. I've been working rigorously with the guys, as I said, that we don't see behind the scenes, the directors in Germany and Luxembourg and the States, etc., etc. So I think it's just been great to have the whole team as one, all working from a common goal, Web 2, Web 3, all joining together, which is massively important here. And I think we're pretty much there, as people probably don't think about, uh, technology that we have to put in place for every jurisdiction, and every circumstance, whether it's a retail client or it's a corporate client, an institutional client, a family office, a crypto client, a non-crypto client. All these different types of clients, we have to put that technology in place so everybody has an opportunity to get in on this. So, as you know, you guys have been working phenomenally well, and Graham in the background as well with his team of techies, and literally plugging everything in together and bringing that Web 2 and that Web 3 environment totally dovetailed, which is great, And I have to say again, and I'm bigging up the guys in Luxembourg and Germany that are working with me, on a daily basis. What fantastic guys we got! What intelligence! What gravitas and intellect these guys have got in the field of assets and financials, and and including banking, crypto, as well as the normal environment. So really proud to be part of the team, proud to be leading the Web 2 environment, and connecting Web 3 to it. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, glad to hear, and I have to fully agree with you. I mean, the developments that we're making and we've seen behind the scenes, obviously now with the testnet of the blockchain that's live. We have some very big news, some exciting news to share on this AMA on the corporate developments and how that's going to tap into Web3, and obviously, paves the way once more, setting more and more foundational things in place, obviously, to have that 20 to 35% of revenue flow back in ESX, have that be that bear market performing token with constant USD utility inflow, the potential to be the token that performs in the bear market is the only one. And obviously also the narrative that we're riding with RWA and rolling out the ecosystem alongside that. It's looking very, very good timing wise. And I have to say, I have to applaud, and I'm so happy that you're on board and seeing all the developments now that we're making, and also, what we're going to be sharing later in this AMA as a big result and a part of that. But even that, what we're just going to announce, Steve, is just, as you know, just step one of 1,000 more to come in the short time that we're rolling this aggressive roadmap out. So it will give a sneak peek of what's upcoming. But yeah, very, very exciting stuff. And obviously, as you know, we are doing we're launching our Sky Villas, the offering in Dubai, the development, very, very shortly. We're on track for Q3, as we've scheduled and as we've planned to roll out the investment platform to have multiple offerings for the EU and the US. Later, more about the US offering, about that, but even the US offering is coming together very, very nicely, Steve. The Sky Villas as well for the EU. Anything you want to share some more light on the EU offering, the Sky Villas, the great development across the first casino in the Islamic world? Anything more that you want to share about that?
Yeah, I think that we're going well. As you know, it was a fabulous opportunity. We really got in early, and we got, as you know, exclusivity on this, and we wanted to get there quickly. and we're now doing that. We're pulling in the technology, and that's all we're waiting for now, is pulling the technology together to be able to launch that. As we know, if we look at all the articles, Dubai is absolutely flying. And the Wynn Casino, the as we said, the only casino in that particular region, but not just the casino, everything that's been built around it. All the major hotels, all the main amenities, and even today, I've shared some information that I'm not allowed to share, but some phenomenal, unique stuff coming into that location, into that area. And so Sky Villas will be iconic. And the returns will be iconic with it. And that's the point. This will be a trophy asset, and our guys will be able to be sharing in the joy of owning part of a trophy asset. And that's what it will be. There's no two ways about it. It's a trophy asset. It's not just another unit. It's a trophy asset. So we're excited.
Couldn't have worded that better. And obviously, Steve, you're very, very keen on getting something out for everyone, right? So the EU has an amazing offering there. Obviously, we're working on getting more jurisdictions live and live. The Australians, the what
Yeah.
else not? But also, we obviously have been working on providing something for our US investor base. Obviously, what we're working on in the background with some big things that we can't share too much about.
Right.
But also in the short term, we have prepared something amazing for you guys. Something that has been really successful in the past already. And I want to give Steve obviously the honor to announce what the US offering is going to be. That's going to be launched alongside the EU offering, which is going to be very, very shortly. So, Steve, please take it away.
Hey, it's a drum roll. Have we got some video and some drum roll? So
we got mine drum roll. I got a video
okay,
ready.
well done.
Well,
So
I can pull it up.
Go on, sorry.
I can pull a video up.
Well, let's just announce it, and we'll get the video going on in a second. But let's just announce it. So, guys, we're gonna be bringing in some more Cape Verde product to us for the US offering. Last time, our first ever offering, as you all knew, sold out in less than 5 minutes. We are constantly being bombarded from lots and lots of places around the world, and as we know, a lot of the big guys, a lot of the whales, but lots and lots of retail guys have said, we missed out on this first offering. When can we get something else from Cape Verde? So I have to tell you that we've gone back to the developer. We're going to talk about the brand and who we're partnering with in shortly as well. And we've managed to secure some more stock. Okay, we're going to bring a bundle. So we're going to give everybody an opportunity here. You're going to absolutely going to have to get in fast, but we're going to give everybody a great opportunity. You guys saw the numbers before. I mean, if we want to get into the numbers, but the numbers before are off the charts. But let's just talk a little bit about Cape Verde. I've known Cape Verde and I've been working and going to Cape Verde since 2007. So however many years that is now, 20, almost 18 years now. When the resorts were just being built, actually, the resorts that we're talking about, they were in their infancy at this point in time in 2007. I've been working with the developers in Cape Verde, and Cape Verde over that time has just developed and developed and developed and developed. And certainly the European guys on this AMA will know that it's just exploded, and people are coming from all over the world to Cape Verde. There is a 45% increase in tourism since COVID, and that's growing and growing. From the UK and from Europe, EasyJet now are putting on flights directly to Cape Verde, and they cannot build hotels and hospitality venues quick enough because of the occupancy. And from a low season and high season, and again, I know we're going to share lots of information on Cape Verde so you understand it, but there is no low season and high season anymore. Cape Verde, there is only 5 days of rain every year. So it's an all year round destination, but it used to have a 4 5 month high season, which was normally October, November to February. The high season now, really, the high season's even as early as September, right the way through April. And there's literally 1 month, which you would class as a lower season, where people tend to go somewhere else, for example. So for me, it's exploded. I've been there 3 times this year, as other people might have seen on my LinkedIn and my other posts. Um, I'm very, very, very well connected there with the developers, with the hoteliers, with the legal teams, with the bankers, with everybody in Cape Verde, and it's just such a great place. As everybody knows, it's an ex-colony of Portugal, so very, very, very tightly linked to Europe. We call it the European Caribbean, actually, because it's simply that. It's great. It's authentic. It's unique. It's still, even though it's really rapidly growing, it's still very underdeveloped and unspoiled, and we want to keep it that way. But on the islands that we're looking at, in particular in Sal, SAL, which is salt in English, it's Sal in Portuguese. They've recently have had golf courses built, and we never thought we'd ever see a golf course on one of the islands, and here we are with a golf course, and so many more things to come. So a massively increasing um, uh, location. I mean, when I hadn't been for probably 12, 18 months. And when I went in February this year, I just could not believe it. And when we were talking about occupancy levels in hotels, in guest houses, in Airbnbs, all over Cape Verde, we're talking 90 odd percent across the board to try and get a place to stay. Fortunately, because of our developer contacts and hotel partners that we're going to be announcing in a little while, we did get accommodation in both February and in April, which I most recently went to, and I just got to say, guys, you know, I invested in Cape Verde in 2007, probably 2008. I reinvested in Cape Verde in about 2017. And I'm now also in the last tranche of offerings, have invested again and will continue to invest, me personally. And, it's almost like a kid in a candy store when I'm going out to all of these different locations and seeing these great assets for EstateX and saying, well, this is great. This is great. You'd like to buy everything, but you can't buy everything. But one thing I definitely do is Cape Verde is for sure going to be a fantastic, solid investment backed by, in this offering, backed by a phenomenal developer, a phenomenal hotelier partner, with some great numbers to offer, and just a great environment. And I'm sure when people will see this, they'll want to go. And I'm sure people on this AMA have been to Cape Verde and have stayed in some of these resorts, especially the Europeans, because the more and more I go, the more and more I see people as far as Iceland, Greenland, all over the place. You think, how did someone from Greenland ever hear about Cape Verde? But sure enough, they get there because
Want to
it's
escape the cold. They can't.
sorry.
They can't take it anymore. They want to escape the cold. They can't take it anymore.
Exactly. But so yeah, so Cape Verde it is. We're gonna take a bundle, but you're gonna have to get in, guys, because we already know we have some let's call it accredited investors that are really hot on this. They've been asking us and asking us. So we said no, we can't do anything without sharing it with everybody. Okay, but do get in quickly. Once we will be announcing the actual dates, and there'll be some marketing material shared beforehand. But we're going to watch a video, are we? A little bit video on it, are we?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna pull it up.
Let's watch a little video on Cape Verde and just familiarize yourself and think of drinking a pina colada in this environment. Fantastic. And don't we just want to be back there now?
You don't even know this, but I've been to Seoul once. I think it was
Ah,
a couple of years ago. It was my first holiday in like 3 4 years, and I remember we taken it because the amount of luxury that you get for the relatively cheap price that it was is insane, and I don't think you find that anywhere else. And I'm obviously, you can say me and Steve are biased, and maybe we are, but it's really really good. I've experienced it myself a couple of years ago. The island Seoul is also really nice. There's a lot of stuff to do, like quad riding and dirt biking and all that stuff, and diving, and there's a lot of stuff that you can do, a lot of stuff to visit. But the resorts are amazing, very high quality. The staff is 5 stars. So yeah, Cape Verde is a great offering. It is a great offering.
and in actual fact, that the video that we've just shown, guys, is actually the actual resort where our units will be, and that's in a resort called Lana. So that those are actual pictures. That's not CGIs. That those are actual videos of the actual resort where we have our already asset, and we'll have more assets in that resort. So you can be sharing part of that luxury and that tropical space.
And that leads us also into some more things that we're expanding in Cape Verde, but it also is going to set the tone for what we are actually going to do with lots of massive parties, institutions. As you know, obviously, a lot of institutions. I'm currently in Dubai, and we're in talks with a lot of big developers here as well, advanced talks. And obviously, these massive institutions see the tokenization wave, right? They see the benefits that it has. They see that it's going to be the next wave. They see that it's transforming markets, the 24/7 tradability, the inefficiencies that it solves, the transparency, and everything else that tokenization bring. Obviously, on this live stream, we don't have to convince anybody of the benefits of tokenization. They're very well aware, but obviously the institutions are now waking up as well. And something
Yeah.
that EstateX is going to do is be that front-running tokenization partner of a lot of these big parties, where a lot of their assets will get tokenized on the ESX blockchain that obviously went to testnet, but also the assets that we will be offering and setting up new business models for them with our white label technology, basically to become the main tokenization partner of a lot of these big resorts, institutions, developers that want to branch out into tokenization. And whether you want to sell assets or set up new business models or just get the white label technology, EstateX is the all-in-one RWA authority, that hub that has everything that you need. And Steve, you have obviously a lot of big developer contacts all around the world, and you have obviously been in talks with a lot of them, advanced talks until now, but we've actually officially signed the first one, and I know that you're dying to share some more about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've been working with this developer, as I said, since 2007. They've grown significantly with more than 2,000 units in Cape Verde, and they've evolved and they've done really, really well. They it's quite exciting actually. So they they they
It is.
um
It's
they,
very
they've
big.
been talking that
Yeah.
we've been talking to them for, well, I've been talking to them for years, but since talking about EstateX, and I won't say who in the developer and in this in the actual brand that we're going to announce, but they actually are, believe it or not, investors in EstateX. And as
Yeah.
soon as
Yeah.
I started to explain the concept of tokenization and all of this, because this is a learning curve for a lot of developers. So I'm really, really excited to announce that not only are we just working with these guys randomly, but we are now officially in partnership with Melia branded hotels and resorts in Cape Verde. So if anybody, and I'm sure again, Melia, as everybody will know, definitely in Europe is a top five brand in Spain. It's the first number one brand in Spain for hotels and resorts. Internationally, it's phenomenally well renowned, and we are now the official partner of Meli branded resorts and hotels in Cape Verde, which is just an absolute great partnership. to be aligned with. And the bosses there are excited about working with EstateX now and phenomenally in the future. And I can't say too much, but I think you're alluding to it, Bart, with regard to lots of developers now are taking brands. So developer, for example, in Dubai, you've seen Bugatti, you've seen Mercedes, you've seen Jacob. I've just seen announced one of our partners in Cyprus have just taken on um, Cavalli. There's all kinds of brands, you know, your Hiltons, your Wyndhams, all of these brands we're talking to. And what's really interesting, these brands that are actually the actual physical development of the hotel and the resort, they need investment. So guess who these brands, as Bart said, are starting to come to. And I can't say too much, but what I'll say is we are in talks with a number of these developers about, you know, developing our whole resorts with our tokenization, our platform, and our lovely investors. So this is just the start. So I'm really happy, and I know that Melia Resorts brands in Cape Verde will be sharing this news as well. And we're hoping we're going to get some next time I'm out there, which will be pretty soon. We'll get some great video and great some great imagery from the bosses out there to share with you. So great news.
Amazing. It just sets the tone and sets the first step of EstateX becoming this major tokenization provider of these big parties, and just, you know, working your way up step by step. And obviously it's just the first stepping stone, and that is what makes this so exciting. And it's so hard to not overtell and share the other huge names that,
Yeah.
that are laying on the table.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's looking so phenomenal in the sense of future development, what's upcoming, the aggressive roadmap. I just can't wait where we stand at the end of the year, with the assets under management within our fund being the major tokenization provider, being licensed in so many jurisdictions, and everything that we have. Obviously, we'll be sharing news more about what we're doing out here in the Middle East as well. But we're working on a lot of big things with a lot of big people. So very exciting step in the right direction once again. And yeah, it's looking phenomenal with the EU offering, the US offering upcoming, now becoming a tokenization partner here of the Melia Brand Resort, and lots more big news upcoming. And obviously we're getting here step by step.
Yeah. And I think, guys, you know, just to say from my point of view, you know, I am a member of Telegram, and I watch a lot of the communication through Telegram. And I know you guys sometimes are frustrated about, you know, when's our next, when's it coming? When's it coming? And what we want is just to get it, make sure it's right. We have the deals, we have them signed, we are ready. Okay. So it's a case of making sure that everything's right, the licensing's right, the technology's right, the flow is right, and to make sure that everybody on here gets the same opportunity. This is key for us. Everybody, when that green light goes out, everybody has the same opportunity to buy a piece of the assets that they want to buy. And as I said, everything that we're going to be bringing to the US and the European offering next is going to be, you know, we're talking trophy assets, we're talking phenomenally unique, well partnered units over in Cape Verde, and as I said, trophy assets in Dubai, offerings for Europeans and also the US. And as you can probably share, we're also going to be extending that offering. Is that right? The US offering, Bart?
Yes, we will. We will be extending it, and obviously we have lots more great things upcoming. Obviously, we shared on the first Market Weekly. We're also working obviously with DNA Fund, founded by Brock Pierce, the USDT co-founder, obviously our lead investor. And they have such a huge, massive network of institutional investor, high net worth individuals, whales, who are obviously heavy leverage into all kinds of real estate investment opportunities in funds, etc., etc. So this is something that we're going to be actively marketing, actively campaigning with them, also because it has such great economics. future growth potential, double-digit returns, discounts, obviously on the valuations, also that we've provided with the last one. Seeing that these units are actively trading way higher than what we've sold it for. These economics are just very, very interesting, and seeing the economic growth that is also happening in Cape Verde and with the tourism that's attracting, it just makes it a very attractive investment. So this is something that we're going to be actively pushing without. They want to become ambassadors of this, seeing the potential that it has and the success that we've had with the 5-minute sellout. So things are looking good in that way, and we will be extending it to all kinds of marketing angles, arms, and release this out to the masses.
So get saving, guys, and get ready to start pressing those buttons, because when these goes live, I'm telling you, we have our deal done. We have a bundle in Cape Verde. We have, as I said, we have the Sky Villas, and we want to break some records. Of course, we want to be sold out quickly, but we want everyone to have the same opportunity. So get saving, get ready. We'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks maximum with some dates, and to give you some ideas of when these units are going to drop. We'll be sharing some more marketing materials to give you some more detailed information about the ROIs, of which Bart perfectly put, double-digit ROIs, good double-digit ROIs, and just great deals all around. Okay, so really exciting times. And once we get going, guys, that's it. You've seen the roadmap. Once we start these two offerings, then that's when we can see some consistency, and we can start to drop in some extra assets, on a more regular basis. Okay, so it's coming, and stand by. That's all I'm saying.
Amazing. And with these words, we close it off. This EstateX Property AMA. Steve, want to thank you for all your insights. Obviously, to summarize what we have discussed today, if you are just tuning in, make sure to watch it back, because a lot of big news, a lot of alpha has been dropped today. Obviously, we touched briefly upon the Sky Villas, the trophy asset that's going to be for EU investors right across the first casino building in the Islamic world. Obviously, we've just announced the offering that's going to be the Cape Verde offering with double-digit returns for US investors that will launch at the same time. And obviously also the Melia branded resorts tokenization partnership. EstateX has become the official tokenization partner of that resort, exploring a multitude of opportunities that are going to be, and obviously all facilitated at the core by ESX with the 20 to 35% revenue flow back with the tokenization on the ESX blockchain with the white label technology that we are providing. So ladies and gentlemen, with those statements and those beautiful insights from our CEO of Web2, Steve Gregs, I'm going to close this off. And Steve, thank you very much for your time. And I catch you guys later and on the other side. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.